This is the Telescopic World Season 3 Chapter 8. In this episode, we will be continuing to build on the normative structure started in previous podcasts. The purpose of this episode is to integrate our discussion of the last two episodes. To start off, the rejection of an affirmatory narrative is the ultimate act of rebellion, though it is a mere forestalling of an eventuality. In small steps, the sublimation of the impulse forestalls the inevitability of consequences, but each step, albeit minor in and of itself, is the rejection of a pre-programmed choice. It is the rejection of a reality where all choice is predestined. For every encounter with another social system member becomes merely a mechanism for the reassertion of a top-down feedback loop from the global to the particular. The creation of dissonant consensualities reveals multiplicity, which reveals the 9 plates of reality, and a veritable abundance of experiences which are beyond the ordinary. Just as Sisyphus moves that stone one step at a time, so too must a glitcher take one step at a time, to forestall the seeming inevitability of a non-choice, a choice which is merely the restriction of your being to a predetermined path defined by the affirmatory narratives of the system. In effect, the only true freedom is freedom from choice. For if you can sublimate beyond one cycle created by an experience channel, only one, then you can take one step forward, and another step, each one moving you closer to the defeat of that false dilemma which is choice. For if anything that the last few episodes have revealed, it is that the system reacts aggressively by undermining the territoriality of she or he who has the gall to resist the affirmatory narratives of the agenda. But the truth is far deeper. For the reality is that in attempting to restrict you, the goal is not so much to effectuate any temporal or corporeal agenda, but is rather the severing of your ability to perceive beyond the ordinary, to witness the true illusion of choice. In effect, by taking it one step further, one step at a time, you can reveal true freedom, found in the shadow of sublimation. But there are other ways to prevent the substitution and displacement which is the root of the system's creation of a cyclical experience channel. Since we know that the projection of intention into the panopticon reveals the interplay of narratives, the appropriation and displacement of a social actor, we can see that by refusing to act on a projection of the other, by restricting one's posture and posing, by curtailing one's contact points between one's consciousness and the consciousness of others, one can create a bubble of subjectivity which defies the panopticon's projections. So, we must start again. Back to the beginning. If the illusion of choice reveals freedom is the freedom from choice, then action must be reorganized around the rejection of an intersubjective space. To disentangle oneself from the expectations of others is to reject acting on a perception of the other. To disentangle oneself from one's own expectations is to reject acting upon any expectation, at all. To eliminate any expectation and curtail the effectuation of one's impulses by another. Only by disentangling oneself from one's own desires, one's own hopes and dreams, existing within a space of negation, can one truly escape the tyranny of the panopticon. That's the end of the podcast for today. If you enjoyed it, please like, comment and subscribe.